Hello, welcome to Educational Wi-Fi classes, where knowledge is power. We request you to like, share and subscribe.
Hello guys, welcome to Large Numbers Part 6. Today we are going to learn about rounding of the numbers to nearest 10 and 100. But before we start the class, I want to let you know what is rounding off. Rounding off is like an estimation. We are taking an estimate where the number will go, or you can say in which house the number will go. So when we are doing the rounding off, it's just an estimation. So whenever we say, like suppose you need to round off a number, example, Ram is standing here. He is having two houses nearby him. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay. So as of now, Ram is standing here and he need to go to one of the house. Why? Because it's raining. So what he will do, he will choose the nearest house where he can go and take a shelter so that he will not be wet in the rain. So what he will do, he will estimate like which side I should go, which one is closer to me, correct? He will take an estimate, okay, this one is closer because I need to take 2 steps and I can reach in this home. But if I need to go to this house, I need to take 4 steps. So he will take an estimate. This is called rounding off. This is the same way we are rounding off the numbers. So let's come to our topic, which is rounding off the numbers. So when they ask you to round off a number, for an example, 83, round off to nearest 10. So what we do when we are going to round off a number to nearest 10, we should know the multiples of 10 or segments of 10. What does it mean by segments of 10? I will explain you on a number line. We make a number line and here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I make the segments and it goes on, because you know previously I have told you about the number line. Number line doesn't have any end. It continues further on and on and on. Okay, so number line continues over there, and this is one segment, this is second segment, third, fourth, fifth, and it goes on like this. So here I will make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and then 10. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and then 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and then 10. So each segment is having how many dots? 10 dots. Why? Because we are rounding off a number to nearest 10. Okay, so if this one segment is having 10 dots, what will be the center of this one segment? The center will be 5 dots, correct? Because the total dots in here from here to here is 10, so half of it will be 5. Okay, so now let's go with the question. Question was saying 83, round off to nearest 10. So what are we going to do? We will check the number on the tens place. So on the tens place we have the number is 8. Okay, and then the successor of 8 is 9, and after 8 we have 1 digit, so we put 1 digit here, and after 9 also we'll put 1 digit here. So it becomes 80 and 90. So that means 83 will go either to house of 90 or to the house of 80. But how we are going to decide which house it will go? So we will draw a number line. On the number line we will not start for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We will just go from 80 and 90 only. We put here 80 and we put here 90. Okay, I'll just make it bigger, maybe you cannot see. We make it 80 here and we make 90 here. Okay, and then half of 80 and 90 will be 5 points from here. Half of 80 and 90 is what? 85. So we put 85 in here. So now what are we going to do? We will compare the half of this 2 with our question. Our question was 83. So when we compare 83 with 85, which number is bigger? If our question is bigger than the center number, our number will go round off to the next number. But if our question is smaller than the center number, it will be rounded off the previous number. So what we have done, we first take the first step, we are taking the number on the tens place, we are putting it on the separately, and then we write a successor of that number. So we had number 8 on the tens place, so we write down 8 here, and then we write down the successor 9. But after 8 we had one digit, so replacing that digit with 0 we put 80, and then automatically it becomes 90. So we know our number 83 lies between 80 and 90. That means 83 is greater than 80 but smaller than 90. So then we put it on the number line. But from where we started the number line, we have started from 80 and 90 only. We did not start from 10, 20, 30 like that, because if I will give you a bigger question, you have to start it all the way long. Okay, so we start from 80 and 90. Then we have divided this line from the center. The center of 80 and 90 is 85. After we get this one 85, we will compare this number with our question. If our question is greater than the number from the center, it will go to the next house. But if this question is smaller than the number in the center, it will come to the previous house. So that means 83 is rounded up to 80 because it is smaller than 85, correct? So 83 will be rounded off to number 80. Hopefully you got this concept of rounding off. Then I will explain you with one more example. Suppose 67, round off to nearest 10. So I will just make one small line only. I will not make a very long number line, and I will put 2 dots because I need to round off to 10. So now I will see what is on the tens place. On the tens place I have 6, so I will put 6, and successor of 6 is 7, so we go with 7. We put a 0 at the back because replacing this digit, so it becomes 60 and it becomes 70. So our question lies between 60 and 70. That means our question is greater than 60 but smaller than 70. So what we are going to do, we will make it 60 here and 70 here. Then we will put the dots 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and then 10. Then we start counting 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. So we can come here, 67 will be here. Okay, this is another method what I am showing you right now. So you will write down 67 here. So from 67 we will check how many steps 67 need to take to go to 70. So 67 will take 1, 2, 3 steps and it reaches to 70. But if it comes to 60, how many steps it needs to take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps. So it needs to take 7 steps to come to 60, but only 3 steps to go to 70. So where it will go? It will go to 70 because 70 is near to the number, our question 67. So 67 is rounded up to 70. Okay, so I have shown you 2 different ways to round off a number. Either you take a middle number and then compare the middle number with a question, or you can draw a small number line. Let's go with one more example. 72, round off to 10, nearest 10. So what I will do, I will just make a small number line and I will take the number on the tens place is 7, so it becomes 70, and the successor of 7 is 8, so it becomes 80. Okay, so we are only taking the number on the tens place. So 72 lies between 70 and 80. So how we are going to do? We will make it 70 here and we make 80 here. Half of 70 and 80 is 75. So now we compare 75 and 72. So which one is greater and which one is smaller? Our question is smaller than 75, so it will come here. But if our question is greater than 75, it will go here. Okay, to the next number. So in this case 72 is smaller than 75, so it will come to 70 and we will round it off to 70. Okay, so this was the basic concept of rounding off a number, and we are going to use the same concept for rounding off to nearest 100 also. So you have to keep your concept clear, and then we continue with rounding off to nearest 100. Okay, suppose 683, I need to round off to nearest 100. So I will draw a small number line with the same concept. Okay, so in this case I will just compare I will take the number on the hundreds place because I need to round off to nearest 100. Okay, so 6 is on the hundreds place, so I will take 6 here. Wait for a while. I'll take 6 here, and then the next successor of 6 is 7, so I take 7 here, and we have 2 digits at the back, so it will become 600, and here it will become 700. Okay, so now I need to make 2 lines here, 600 and 700, and we need to remember between this 600 to 700 we have difference of 100 points, so half of the 100 points is 50 points, so half of this one will be 650. So we will just compare 650 with 683. Okay, if our question is bigger than 650, it will go to the next house, and if our question is smaller than 650, it will come to the previous house. So in this case 683 is greater than 650, so it will go to 700, and we will round it off to 700. Okay, so guys, this method you are going to use for rounding off to nearest 100, because if you start making lines in between like 601, 602, 603, 604, 605, it will be very difficult for you, and you will not be able to make 100 lines in here. Okay, so we will just keep a simple concept for solving to nearest 100 is we are just making a small line and then comparing a number from the center. So example, one more last example I will give you for rounding of a number to nearest 100, that is suppose 899. So we make a small number line, we make 0 here, and we make only 2 dashes. Okay, so we will take the number on the hundreds place, that's 8, so we take 8 here, and how many digits we have at the back? We replace these 2 digits with 2 zeros, and then we take the successor of 8 is 9, so it becomes 900. Okay, so our number, this 899, lies between 800 and 900, so we make 800 here and 900 here. Now we divide it into 2, so 100 points when divided into half is 50, but how many 50? Because we are going from here to here, so 850, it will become 850, and then we will compare 850 with 899, which one is bigger, and in this case 899 is bigger than 850, so 899 will be rounded off to 900. Okay, so if the number is bigger than the center number, it will go to the next number, but if this our question is smaller than the center number, it will come to the previous number. Hopefully you got your concepts clear for rounding of the number, and during the rounding of the number we are only taking the estimate. So sometimes you will get a question like, okay, round off a number and find the sum. That means you will not find the exact answer of the question, like 2 different numbers they will give you and they will ask you to find like add these 2 numbers and find the answer, but an estimated value. Why? Because they are asking you to round off the number and then find the sum. Okay, so that's it for this class. We'll continue with the next class next time. Thank you.
It was fun. Before we leave, we request you to follow us using the links in the description box. Press like, share, subscribe, and press the bell notification to get the latest update.